Please, call me Skeletor.
Hello and welcome to another marvelous video. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe totally rocked the 80s cartoon scene. It all kicked off in 1983 when Mattel and Filmation teamed up to create this epic show, initially just to sell some toys. Decades later, we're still hyped about the series and its characters. In today's video, we're going to talk about this awesome baddie everyone loves and recognizes, not only in He-Man lore, but in all pop culture. We're talking about Skeletor. At first, Skeletor was just this creepy dude from another dimension. And honestly, where he came from wasn't as crucial as his evil intentions. But guess what? In 2012, DC Comics dropped a comic book that finally spilled the beans on his origin story. So grab some popcorn as we discuss this comic book in detail. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. A short backdrop of Skeletor. Skeletor stands as the primary villain in the Masters of the Universe saga, reigning as the most formidable menace on Eternia. His sole pursuit is power, and he relentlessly seeks the secrets safeguarded within Castle Grayskull. With these secrets, he aims to dominate the entire universe. This ambition sets him on a collision course with the only force mighty enough to thwart his plans. You guessed it, we are talking about He-Man. According to the original mini-comics, Skeletor hailed from a different dimension, sharing it with others like him. In the chaos of the Great Wars, a dimensional rift opened, hurling Skeletor from his home into the realm of Eternia. Initially, his goal was to create a passage back to his native world, intending to bring his people to conquer Eternia alongside him. However, his focus shifted as he became increasingly fixated on seizing the power held within Castle Grayskull solely for himself. In the later mini-comics, which took more inspiration from the animated series than Skeletor's initial origin story, there was a suggestion that Skeletor might be King Randor's long-lost brother named Keldor. Keldor had supposedly vanished years earlier, lost in a different dimension. This storyline was revamped and depicted in the 2012 comic book Masters of the Universe: The Origin of Skeletor. This standalone issue delves into the early life of the character once known as Keldor, fitting into DC's fresh He-Man continuity. Fans deeply invested in the lore might find it interesting that writer Joshua Fialkov incorporates elements from the old Masters of the Universe minicomics. This familial connection adds some depth to an otherwise straightforward and ordinary tale. Let's take a look at the comic issue. Masters of the Universe: The Origin of Skeletor. This one-shot comic provides a peek into Keldor's history, a man whose identity is primarily shaped by his relationships. He's the son of King Miro and the brother of the future King Randor. In this comic, Keldor's personal identity kinda takes a back seat, like a guy whose face doesn't matter in this tale. What went down in the past reflects what's happening now, showing how Keldor made this huge, villainous choice, which we reveal in the end. The story kicks off right after Keldor's awful facial injury, leaving things pretty mysterious. It jumps between quick flashbacks and moments where Keldor's fighting to survive and complete his mission. What mission? Have some patience, you'll find out. When they were kids, Keldor and his brother used to hang out in King Miro's village. One day, a Hordak's henchman snatched Randor, leaving Keldor behind. Fuming, Keldor fought the intruder fiercely with his sword, nearly ending him until Randor stepped in to stop him. Thus, Keldor saved his younger brother from being kidnapped. As the story further progresses, it becomes evident that it's a classic betrayal tale. Keldor, with his blue skin and half-brother to Randor, gets denied the Eternia throne due to his mixed heritage, as half of his blood was mixed with a Gar. Keldor ended up being Randor's advisor, but deep down, he was gunning to overthrow his brother and snag the throne that he thought should have been his. As a result, he soon betrays his family and wages war against Randor after the younger brother becomes king. The story picks up after this war, hinting that Keldor's on his last legs. He strikes a deal with Hordak, offering to become his minion in exchange for survival. The catch? It seems Randor's blood is a crucial part of this deal. While wandering, Keldor encounters a cloaked, skeletal figure who claims to be Death, announcing that Keldor is deceased. Furious, Keldor attacks Death, smashing its skull against the rocks, refusing to accept his own demise. As he wanders through memories, he witnesses a young Randor explaining how their father Miro Miro fail to acknowledge Keldor's heroism in saving him from Hordok's captor. Instead, Miro praised Randor alone, cementing Keldor as forever relegated to being Randor's wise right-hand man, never to claim the throne himself. Soon, in the present timeline, Keldor finds the actual Randor, who's shocked to see his brother in such agony. Despite his pain, Randor still cares for Keldor and pleads with him to understand why he turned against him. Keldor reveals that he believes the true ruler of Eternia should be him. That's his rightful place. He insists he's not just a Gar. He shares Miro and Randor's bloodline. Always coming second, never first, is what's eating at him. Randor struggles to comprehend his brother's envy and desperately urges Keldor to reconsider his decision. In a dramatic moment, Keldor reveals his decayed face, affected by a curse upon him. Realizing his time is short, he pleads for forgiveness as he does not want to depart burdened with guilt. A sorrowful Randor grants forgiveness for all and apologizes for not being a better brother or friend. But here's the shocker. Keldor asks for one more forgiveness for the gravest crime, killing his own brother. Before Randor can react, Keldor plunges a dagger into his abdomen and kills his younger brother, explaining that Randor's blood is the crucial element for his ascent. Shocking, right? As the story wraps up, Keldor steps into Hordak's world, proudly declaring he's completed his mission. In appreciation, Hordak grants Keldor a new life as his apprentice, now known as Skeletor. Marvelous verdict. That brings us to the end of this video. In a gist, this comic follows the story of two brothers, Keldor and Randor, who are fighting for their dad's attention. The story is all about magic, betrayal, and a whole lot of envy, driving the mixed breed elder brother down a darker road as his younger brother takes the spotlight. It's also remarkable how it echoes the old Asgardian tale of Odin, Thor, and Loki, bringing up those same ideas of sibling competition and family drama. This one-shot is all about digging into the emotions driving Keldor's downfall rather than just following plot points. Fialkov really delves into the mix of desperation and hidden evil that brings Skeletor to the forefront. At the core, this comic book is not just for kids, even though they'll dig it. It's an adult take on how profound a seemingly simple kid's tale can genuinely be. If you are a fan of emotional origin stories, then this one is right up your alley. If you liked the video, remember to hit the like button and share this video with all your friends. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!